All right. In the last 2.5 years, where I'm running my own agency, I spoke to a lot of different agency owners and worked with over 60 of them closely in order to help them scale their agency. And there are always 3 mistakes most beginner agencies make that either kill the agency completely, so they don't get any clients even after some years, or it slow down their growth immensely. In this video, I will cover all of those 3 mistakes and also how to prevent them and how to find solutions for them. Watch until the end in order to make sure that your agency is set up for success. Right, the first mistake is that most agencies position themselves as service providers. So they just offer services like Facebook ads, web design, or AI automations, and just work with any niche, or even if they focus on one niche, they just offer whatever they need. The problem with this is you are replaceable and you only compete on price and experience. And it's really hard for you to get clients, especially in the beginning when you don't have experience that you can showcase, and you have to charge a really low price. Because why should they choose you when they can easily choose someone else who has better case studies than you, or like a better price, or like a better guarantee than you? And I had the same problem back then when I started out as well. I just offered normal marketing and AI solutions like building chatbots, building voice agents, running Facebook ads, Google ads, whatever. And the problem is that it's really tough to get clients, right? Because most niches are so burned from agencies, they don't even want to get like Facebook ads. They just want a result. So even if you are really good at what you're doing, it's really hard to convince them and sell them something that all the other people can provide. They can just get a freelancer for this if they want. They don't even have to get an agency to get like Facebook ads and get like leads, right? So I assigned a client back then, but my agency just took off after I transitioned into building an SBA. So you still provide the same services, you just package them differently. And this is what I call the SBA approach, so the system-based agency approach. And this is applicable to all niches and all services, whatever you provide. And essentially, you focus on one solution for one niche. You solve multiple problems in a row. Instead of focusing on only getting leads, for example, with Facebook ads, you see which problems do they have else, and then you focus on solving those problems as well in order to create more value. Then you package everything as your own system and give it your own name, so you can sell it as a product to stand out and be unique, and you can charge higher prices. Because especially in the beginning, it's really important, in my opinion, to charge high prices so that you have enough money in order to make your services better, provide better support, and provide better solutions and create more value for the further clients. Okay. An example would be the normal offer of like a web design agency could be web design services. The value you create could be 1K a month, and the price, what you charge, could be 350 per month. Right? And since you are like a freelancer, you have to charge so low prices because there will be other people who do this better than you and other people who charge less than you. So you have to go with a low price and just work with 5 to 10 people to get great results, hope to get great results, and only then you can increase the prices. Okay. But if you turn your agency into an SBA, then the offer could look like this. So the new offer would be, for example, that you not only offer web design services, you also offer SEO in order to get more traffic on the website, and also run Google ads in order to get more leads on the website, not only create a website, but also get like more traffic and more eyeballs on the website. And you focus on one niche, for example, HVAC companies. And instead of offering those services, so with these services, you solve more than one problem. You not only get them a great website, you also get like traffic on the website. But instead of just offering this, then you would still be like a service provider. We first of all package it as our own system. So we give it our own name, for example, the HVAC ad method. And then we just build a really crystal clear offer out of this, where we represent what the benefit will be. So for example, we help HVAC companies to get 9 extra quotes per month while saving 26% of their current marketing costs and increasing the lead quality by 29% using our HVAC ad method. So we highlight the benefits and show what they get and what they get rid of, instead of focusing on the service, because here you just focus on what you can provide, and here you focus on what they actually get. So they don't even care about what you do in the backend. They don't even care about that you still like do web design, SEO, Google in the backend. They just care about what they get at the front end. And also you package it nicely, so it even looks like that you're doing something pretty new, but I never heard of again before. Right? And they will still ask you, how does it work? And it's still really important to tell them that you build a website for them because they have to know. So we created a 3-step breakdown. Say, for example, hey, in the first step, we build a high converting landing page using our HVAC-F method. Then we drive traffic through different ad campaigns. And then you receive the high quality quotes booked directly through our optimized form. Okay, so we break everything down in really simple steps. And this could be, for example, a new offer, and you can easily charge 3K a month for this, right? Because now you're not only getting them 1K a month because of like a new website and some optimized conversion. Now you actually get them more leads, you optimize the page organically, and you have like a really nice form on it, for example. So you help them to get 9 quotes a month, for example. They close 3 of them and make, for example, 15K revenue per month. So you can easily charge 3K a month. So you not only get them more value, but you can also charge higher prices, and they are even happier because the price to value discrepancy is like 12K here, and here it's only 650 euros roughly, right? And I made a full video on how to apply the SBA method to your own business and your own agency. So just check it out. I will leave it in the video description. And I would say this is even the biggest mistake that they make, just positioning themselves as service providers instead of building their own systems, solving multiple problems, and packaging the system as a really nice own method and own like system. And if you position yourself like this, as I showed you, it will immediately be so much easier for you to get the first client and to charge higher prices, I promise you. The next mistake is most agency owners focus on the wrong things instead of doing outreach, especially when starting out. So most people and agency owners waste too much time designing their website, researching about the niches, or building the perfect offer. The solution is set everything up once and start doing outreach within the first 7 days of launching your agency. Okay? After launching, you should only focus on, first of all, choose the niche, pick the problem you want to solve, build the system once, and set up the profiles for doing the outreach so that you have exactly what you want to provide for which niche, that you have the thing that you provide actually built out, that you can sell it to people, and set up like the profiles to do the outreach on Instagram, LinkedIn, for example. You don't even need a website, it's additionally, but do not focus on it, okay? The only thing that you should do is do as much outreach as possible. Dedicate all of your time to outreach. But there are 2 different types of outreach. There is like limited outreach, for example, LinkedIn, Facebook, DMs, or door-to-door, because you can only do a limited amount of these every single day because you have a limited amount of like LinkedIn connections you can send, of DMs you can send, and a limited amount of time you can spend doing like door-to-door. And there's like unlimited outreach. So this kind of outreach you can do as many as you want per day. For example, you can do 500 cold calls if you want. You can send out 100,000 mails per day, potentially, if you want to, okay? So you should stick at least, you should stick to at least 2 or 3 channels, depending on a niche and service. For example, for real estate, really good could be LinkedIn DMs, door-to-door, and also cold calls, okay? And do the limited outreach first, then fill the rest of your time with the unlimited outreach. Because as I said, the limited outreach is attached to a number of connections you can send out or a number of time you can put into this, amount of time you can put into this. So do this first. If you, for example, commit to do LinkedIn and door-to-door sales, then just send the 30 connections or so per day first. Do all the door-to-door sales first. And then the time you have left, just spend this time into doing the unlimited outreach. Just fill the rest of the day, for example, with doing cold calls and sending emails. Okay, really important that you focus on the limited outreach first in order to max this out every single day, and then spend the rest of the time towards the unlimited outreach. Okay. Basically, that's it. So if you have everything set up, if you have the offer and everything, just focus on outreach because it's only about getting your first client. And the more outreach you do, the faster you get the client and the more you learn about the niche, and the faster you learn how to like do the outreach properly, the faster you get the client and the faster you make money. So just do as much outreach as possible. And especially regarding the unlimited outreach, really focus on the volume, because here it's just about like doing it as much as possible, right? The limited outreach is most times really personalized and also like about the quality. But the unlimited outreach is just about doing as many dials as possible, sending out as many cold emails as possible, and so on. And the last mistake is most agencies do not hire an appointment setter early enough. Problem, your time is limited, but cold calls and emails can be done in unlimited volume. And that's what will get you clients faster. Okay. As I showed you, you can do as many cold calls as possible, but you still have like a time constraint because you can only do 12 hours of cold calls per day. The solution is hire other people to do cold calls for you and just give them a small amount of what you make. Because then you can not only max out the limited outreach, but you can also max out the unlimited outreach with doing the unlimited outreach yourself. For example, doing 500 cold calls yourself every single day, and then also having 5 or 10 appointment setters who also do 200 cold calls a day, right? So that's like 5x of your volume. You get 5x faster the first client. Okay, this is how it works. You hire someone to do cold calls. This person makes, for example, 100 calls a day, books 2 appointments per day. So these are 10 appointments per week. Additionally, you close 1 client from those 10 appointments worth $2K. So you pay the appointment setter, the cold caller, $200. Okay, so they only get paid after you made money. Therefore, you cannot lose anything. You just get free appointments and free clients and free money, and you just pay him, for example, 10% from the money you made. Okay, the result is you both make money, you cannot lose money, and you can scale by hiring as many cold callers as you want. Okay, I would recommend you to start with 2 or 3 cold callers, but then you can go up to 10, 15 cold callers that you have 30 appointments per week, for example. And you just max out the amount of appointments you have per week in order to close as many people as possible. And after you have so many appointments that you cannot handle these appointments anymore, you can even hire setter and closers, people who actually do the sales calls for you and take another 5 or 10, 15, 20% from the sale. So you make more money, but you give up a higher percentage, but you still make more money than you give out, for sure, right? So these are the 3 mistakes that most agencies make. If you can prevent them, you are set up for success, right? See you in the next video.